at least 80% of people have experienced imposter syndrome at least once in their lives. This is according to the Harvard Business Review, citing many medical journals. In fact, if you do some quick research, you'll see that there are many successful people who have experienced imposter syndrome, like Tom Hanks and Serena Williams. If these so-called successful people have experienced that and overcame that, then, it's unavoidable that all of us also would experience that. It just means that no matter how successful we are or on the path of being very successful, we might still experience imposter syndrome. The question is, how did they overcome it? And how can you also overcome it? Imagine the following two scenarios. Scenario one, you're an engineer or a manager promoted to a CEO versus you are a manager demoted to just a normal data analyst whose job is just to transfer data from an Excel sheet to another system. Something that you don't need to think a lot about. Which one is more likely to make you feel like an imposter? Or you might go through an imposter syndrome. It's a first scenario, right? But wouldn't you rather be at that level rather than being demoted? Personally, I would rather be in that position while feeling like an imposter syndrome. So what should you do if you are experiencing imposter syndrome? First of all, realize that any feelings that come with imposter syndrome are perfectly normal. We're not meant to be comfortable and happy all the time. Feelings like, anxiety and doubt are very normal. In fact, it's very healthy. It tells you that there's something that you need to address. If you're not feeling that way, it could also mean that you're not putting yourself in positions where you are challenged. The feelings associated with being an imposter makes you feel unsafe, makes you feel incompetent, and other, associated feelings that makes you take action to overcome these feelings. It's the action part that is important to highlight here. But the bad side of these feelings, especially when associated with imposter syndrome, happen when doubt turns into rumination. So the feeling of feeling incompetent all the time is just ruminating in your head every single day. That rumination then turns into anxiety. And unfortunately, for some people, that anxiety turns into a panic attack. So these bad feelings literally cripple you from taking any action. And that's what should be avoided and fixed. So when does the bad side of imposter syndrome happen is when you don't have a method to succeed or overcome these challenges of feeling like an imposter in your new role. When you don't have a method, nor the knowledge, the path to overcoming these challenges, the path to success, let's say, is not clear, which emphasizes the point that you are an imposter, and it feeds into your imposter syndrome, crippling you from taking any action. So if you are in a new position, if you are occupying a new role that you are still not completely competent with, it's perfectly normal to have imposter syndrome. The first thing you need to do is realize that these feelings are normal. Everyone goes through it. 80% of us will go through it. Secondly, understand that you are still incompetent and you need to determine how can you overcome these challenges of becoming competent in your new role. Once that path to success is very clear, just take that action on a daily basis, and most importantly, get feedback. The worst thing you can do for yourself is when you take action, you're not getting feedback as to whether the actions that you're taking are the right ones to, be comfortable with the new changes that you are going through. And obviously, you're meeting the expectations of the new role, regardless of what it is. Lastly, remember that if you are put in that position and you are promoted to a new position, it's because people saw the potential in you. It means you have it within you to overcome these challenges, and you have it within you to do a great job. And also, we're not meant to be comfortable and happy all the time. Trying to be in a position where we're happy and comfortable all the time means we're not putting ourselves in positions to grow.